You ain't going rough enough.
How to blur faces. Let's say you shot a prank video and you want to cover up the person's face in the video because they didn't give you permission to use their image. It's pretty easy to do in Final Cut Pro 10. It's just a little weird that they call it something other than blurring. So let's get to it. If you click on this effects tab over here, and you want to go to, you can click all, and then go down to this little search bar here. And in Final Cut, they call it Censor. So C-E-N-S-O-R, Censor right there. So all you want to do, if you just hover over that, it'll skim and show you preview. So by default, it's pixel. Let's just click it, drag it, drop it right onto the clip you want to blur. And now we have to go through this from start to finish. Let me turn this off so we can see what's underneath. If you click up here in the inspector, this little blue light, boom, it'll go away. So in the video clip, we have a very good friend of mine, Nick Christ, super cool guy. He is testing his skills at axe wielding. Not successful, I might add, but still a very funny clip. And I thought we would just use this because there's a lot of camera motion, there's a lot of subject motion, and it would be cool to try and track this blur. So we're going to start at the beginning. Make sure you have your clip selected. Let's turn Censor back on. And I can show you a couple things. If you click on the viewer, if you click the outer circle, you can adjust its size or scale, and the inner circle lets you position it. Okay. Now with blurs, I like to take and change the method to blur, and then change the amount to something like, I don't know, 20%, because otherwise if you click off of it, sometimes you can see like you can see the rough edge, and you don't really want that. It looks funky. So what we'll do is at frame 1, we're gonna set up the size of it, and we're gonna set up the radius so that it blurs everything. We don't want anyone to know that Nick Christ is our crazy person. So basically what we're gonna do, and this goes back on the last tutorial, keyframing. We're going to keyframe the position of the center of the sensor for every single frame of this clip. And it seems tedious, blurring kind of is, but I'm going to show you the quickest way possible. So just in case, because he comes towards the camera and a little farther away from the camera at times during this clip, we're going to keyframe the radius, which is the size of it, and the center of it. So whenever we change those parameters anytime down the line, we're going to add a new keyframe. So here's what we did. At the beginning of the clip, we're setting a keyframe for the center point and the radius. So now all we have to do is use your arrow keys to go forward one frame at a time. Boom, there's one frame. And he doesn't really move out of the blur, so that's fine. And if you notice, we moved one frame forward, so our keyframes over here, they're not orange anymore. Because on that particular frame, we don't have a keyframe. We don't need one either. So what you're going to do is just keep arrowing forward. Boom, now that moved a little bit. So if we just move this down a little, and then you see that the keyframe for the center point turns orange because we just moved it. So since we've set a keyframe in the very beginning, every time we make a move on a frame that doesn't have a keyframe, Final Cut automatically makes one for us, which is kind of nice. So let's arrow forward, move it down, arrow forward, move it down. And you're going to keep doing this until you reach the end of your clip and you've adjusted the blur for every single frame. And you can skip some frames if the camera position doesn't move and your subject doesn't move. Just be real careful. That'll make for a jagged look. You'll see your blur kind of look real shaky. That's why I do it for every single frame. And just for the sake of time, I'm going to keep arrowing forward and moving the center position until we reach the end here. Alright, so I've reached the end of the clip. I've keyframed every frame of the blur. This is only a 16-second clip, and it took me at least 3.5–4 minutes of arrowing and moving the sensor. So be conscious of the length of the clip that you need to keyframe, because it does take a while. And just take your time and do it frame by frame, and I promise you'll get proper results. And really, this is useful for anything like blurring license plates. If you have nudity in your video that you need to blur, this is perfect for that. If you have any questions or future tutorial ideas, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Give a like, comment, and subscribe to the Gill. And I guess we'll see you right back here next time.